YouTube microphone check. Facebook microphone check. Confirm in the comment section if audio and video are clear. Please confirm in the comment section if audio and video are clear. Once again, microphone check. YouTube is video now clear. Dear YouTubers, it is becoming increasingly clear that a new rivalry is being born. That for Caesar, a new meaning challenger is gotten. A new stumbling block for what have been his constant victories is gotten in Joseph Kasozi. The guy who has denied him twice in finals this year. The guy who is making a claim to being Uganda's best player, at least officially, by rankings, is giving him a test of his own medicine. Not for the first time, neither is it for the second this year. The difference is that while the race is relatively long this year, it is a semi-final. Joseph Kasozi and Caesar Chandiga have met off in the last 2 years twice in two big tournaments, two big finals of the Polar Session of Uganda, both of them races to 9, both of them being won by Kasozi, both of them in a decider, both of them 9-8, both of them 8 kilometers apart in the cities of Kampala and Jinja, respectively. Today is another chance for Caesar to continue his revenge on Kasozi Joseph, who is the guy that has denied him 2 victories in Polar Session of Uganda tournaments, and yet Kasozi is leading 1-0. But wait, that magical pull of the white ball by Caesar gives him a good angle to cut the black to now come within 1 of Kasozi. It is Joseph Kasozi 2 and Caesar Chandiga 1 to present to you this video and audio. It is Peter Cho over here. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video before we proceed. If you're watching on Facebook, you may like, you may share. Don't hesitate to comment. Let us interact as pool lovers as we get to see Ugandan pool plus. Caesar Chandiga 1, Joseph Kasozi 2 semi-final. The winner is awaited for by Hazard Lokoma in tonight's final. No problem. Come on, like it's okay. If it's not okay, it's all right. What did you say? You are not in the ship. Never you take it's very true. Let's go back. Let's see ya. No problem. No problem. It's okay. Let's go. It's all right. Let's go. They're going somewhere.
No problem, no problem. No problem, my brother.
I was once having a discussion with Kasozi. He's my friend. Caesar is my friend too. Kasozi told me that when he gets a chance, he wants to get a tournament. By the way, the two players are very good friends. He wants to get a tournament where he can beat Caesar comprehensively. And he doesn't just want to beat him in this 8-man comps, he wants him in a final of a national championship. He said he would want it when there is a car at stake. He wants it where there's like $5,000 at stake. Maybe Mchana Open, maybe Queens Open, maybe Billiards Open, and beat him comprehensively in a final. Kasozi hasn't finished business on Caesar. While, yes, Kasozi has beaten Caesar in 2 finals of Polar Station of Uganda tournaments, in other meetings they've been having, which eclipsed to about 7, it has been all Caesar, all through. This year alone, if I'm not mistaken, this should be the 5th time that they are missing. Kasozi's win has been in the biggest of them competitions in which they've been facing off. The King of the Table Championship of the Pro Session of Uganda, whose final was held in the eastern city of Jinja, about 60 kilometers east of Kampala, a match that ended 9-8. But in between that time and now, there have been 2 times in which these 2 guys have faced off. One, a weekly comp that was organized at the Kamocha Polo Center, ending in comprehensive victory for Caesar in the semi-final, and then the Albertine Region Open Championship tournament that was held in the district of Hoima, close to 200 kilometers mid-west of Kampala. It ended in the final 9-5. Again, Caesar won. The 2 guys, by the way, have had one money match organized before. It was the aftermath of the Grand Open Championship of the Pro Section of Uganda in 2023. The tournament was won by Kasozi, victory over Caesar in the final. That victory preempted a money match at the same event just 1 or 2 weeks after that final of the Pro Section of Uganda comp. 128 players that participated in. This time it was just these 2, Caesar and Kasozi, racing to 21-21. 21-10 was the final score, with Caesar winning. A lot of respect between the 2 players. I want to tell you some secrets that I was speaking to one of them, trying to organize a money match between the 2, especially the rich vein of form in which Kasozi has been this year especially. But things are not coming up very fast. Maybe we shall have it, maybe not. We can wait and see. What we are sure of having is that right now is a final, is a semi-final with a place in the final awaiting whoever wins the 2. And they have a big rival and a very potential rival awaiting them in the final, none other than Hazard Lokoma. And well, whoever loses this match, a 3rd place match opponent in the Bola Simon, the computer, is awaiting them. Yes, YouTubers, please don't forget to like the video. Just a little bit of information that this stream is live on 2 sister platforms, on Facebook and YouTube, in the same name, Break and Finish Live, both on Facebook and YouTube. If any of them is your favorite platform, please feel free to watch at any of those platforms. But Caesar is feeling free to entertain as much as the word entertain can show. He is having a black ball, which is most definitely invisible in terms of the ability to see it, in terms of a straight line between the black and the white ball, for Caesar to play in a straight shot. He will play with a little bit of risk here. I'm not so sure. Oops. Indeed, he was seeing the black only enough to play it out of the pocket. And in my opinion, a very slow shot would have done, just to touch the black and avoid fouling.
No problem. No problem, no problem. I'm going to say no problem.
The guy in business tonight, Joseph Kasozi. If you watched his first round match, when he did take down Ibra, you must know exactly what I'm talking about. He is now having a 4-1 lead on Caesar. And welcome back from that first semi-final between Simon and Hazard, in which Hazard led 9-0. And then lost Hazard. Hazard lost the next 9 games out of 10. And then we had it at 10-9 before Hazard winning an all-important frame, which made it 11-9 for the victory. But for me, that has been the best match of this competition so far. Kasozi 4 and this is a 1.
Yes. Testing. Anti tournament to the sector. But champion one way. Yes, we could be.
When it's a void break, when black is spotted on the break, the same player breaks the same frame with scores not affected. And if you're just joining this stream, Joseph Kasozi and Cesar Chandega are playing out a semi-final, which serves also as a second round because this is only an 8-man competition being organized here at DK Pool Arena, the village of Machinde, the city of Kampala in Uganda. And once again, this match is being streamed both on Facebook and YouTube respectively.
Yes.
Sister channels in the same name, Break and Finish Live. And how beautiful is it that with only 6 games played, we are way over 1,000 watching on both platforms. Once again, like I normally say, thank you, Africa. I also like to pass this match as a dedication to one of our most fondest viewers, always watching from Colorado in the United States of America, but purely African, purely Zambian, Rachel Mbewe, who has sponsored today's live stream. Just and only out of passion.
We want to see the champion Super 8.
Last time a tournament was organized. Both of these two players were in participation. It was a double life competition. It was organized at Amigos in Kampala. It was won by Caesar. Kasozi was the participant, did not reach the prize bracket.
At the rooftop to collaborate
a very determined player, Joseph Kasozi, to take down Caesar. The 2 meaningful times that Joseph has beaten Caesar, the races were a little bit shorter than this. They were races to 9. In a race to 11, not really. But today, Kasozi is wearing a face of a determined man and having a heart of a very courageous guy, with the belief that he is taking down Caesar this time round. There was a little bit of error in his movement of the white ball. He didn't want it to intercept the black, finds himself in some kind of trouble, but will be in pole position to put the same black this time round to the corner pocket. This is Joseph Kasozi trying to pass out the message that the very talkative MC is making him lose concentration. The MC has got the message. Kasozi has not only fouled by making a double stroke, he has reported himself. I love that kind of sportsmanship. The official hadn't seen. The opponent Caesar hadn't seen. Kasozi reported himself. Caesar is currently ranked first in Uganda. There is chance that these two players could exchange ranking positions for Caesar to be ranked second next year and Kasozi first. For the reason that ranking is only done by the police station of Uganda. Here, there's no other ranking which exists. I had it in my mind to start up a ranking based on only these tournaments. Something I'm thinking about next year for the police station of Uganda rankings. They are based only on tournaments that are organized by the association, which are of course very few in number, may not exactly reflect the actual abilities of those players, but nonetheless it is official ranking. And because of the two tournaments by the association that have happened this year, Kasozi has won one and lost one final. Caesar has lost one final. The other, he didn't participate because he was participating in the World Heibo Masters Championships in China. Here we are. Caesar wins a third after a foul from Kasozi. 7 games played. Kasozi 4 and Caesar 3. Kasozi decides to have a breather after an argument between himself and one of Caesar's fans for whatever reason. He just wants total concentration in the game. Kasozi, of course, for players, any kind of obstruction, any outside interference in the mind can be the difference between winning and losing a frame. Like an experienced player, he has just gone to have a breather, and the game is returning to the table in a minute.
No problem. No problem, my man. No problem, Sam. You saw what I have. You're going to go to some other side here. We want to you know the name of some to buy. No problem. Come on, light. Come on. Kuba nnyo amatama alina ekyokuddako webale
Those are some of the times when Caesar gets himself out of trouble a little bit magically, something he has gotten us so accustomed to seeing him. The match is a little bit strange. The flow of the game was just affected a little bit by an altercation between Kasozi Joseph and one of Caesar's fans. I'm not so sure. Kasozi's mind is back to full focus and full concentration on the match. One thing I always advise players is no matter how unruly a fan may become, try and avoid his unruliness affecting you. That is if he's not a fan of yours. Nonetheless, Caesar misses, Kasozi gets a chance at least to play. Somewhat stubborn shot. Oops. Okay, that one will do for a little piece of entertainment for the day. Master shot, curving the white ball, but the curve on the white ball was not enough. He found the yellow only to avoid fouling, but never got himself out of the trouble. And what about that other way to play a beautiful technical shot? So Kasozi must find a way of not only finding his read, but also not giving away the whites cheaply. If he doesn't pot, he's in trouble here. He led 1-0 and 2-0. Then it was 2-1. He went to 3-1 and now 4-1. It is now 4-3. Kasozi just a little bit lucky here. And I want to think that Caesar will want to put both yellow and black to the same pocket. Putting yellow, white ball moving around the black, just like that. Kasozi 4, Caesar 4, rest 11. The winner is awaited for by Hazard in the final.
Come on, Chapman. Come on. I told you I'm on light. Ani yakutuzizaawo mbaako njogera ku simu kiwetera akugwiridde kiwetera okikoze otya.
There are times when the YouTube stream gets a little bit shaky. So for those watching on YouTube, if it's unbearable, please inform me so that we can get a solution. This is not a video that you can watch shaky. Those who are watching from YouTube, please inform me if it has now gotten better.
No problem. Pastor Wanyama. Omusajja akaluba.
Okay, for the Facebook video, it is okay. The YouTube video is okay. If you're just joining the stream, Joseph Kasozi is leading 5-4 in a race to 11 against Cesar Chandiga in a round of the second round, which is also the semi-final of an ongoing 8-man comp dubbed the Super 8 comp here at DK Pool Plaza, Machinde, Kampala. A match which is nowadays so much anticipated. Two players who face off a little bit more regularly, and they seemingly face off only in later stages of competitions. Many of them finals, others are semi-finals. Two players with chance to be ranked first by the police station of Uganda for the next year, because they occupy the current number 1 and 2 positions, that is from tournaments that have been played this year so far. Two players with big profiles over any other Ugandan players. One of them, Joseph Kasozi, having garnered the profile for the last 10 years, until counting Caesar, achieving most, if not all, of whatever he has achieved in the game in the last 3 years. And what a short time in which you can cement your position as the finest in the land. This year hasn't been for Caesar as good or as perfect as the last. He has been exceptionally well challenged by the likes of Kasozi and Hazard and Mansour and Ibra in tournaments like these ones. Mansour having beaten him twice in 2 finals. Joseph Kasozi in 1 big final. Ibrahim Sejemba in 1 final of a weekly comp and another semi-final and another quarter-final match. All of that happening in a space of 2 weeks. But one thing about Caesar, you win a game using too much energy in courts, and he just comes back to the table in the very next game and makes it effortless, erasing your previous game. It's now at 5-5. Thank you for watching, my friend Rashida Motesi. He's asking whom I'm supporting. By the way, Rashida, I'm getting news is in advanced stages of being signed in terms of personal management by Roxbury. I don't know whether it's because she's good friends with Ibra, but if it happens, I'll just say congratulations, Rashida. Afande Kerekere, always watching. Thank you for watching and thank you for sharing. And sometimes I don't take it for granted because the world knows you as a very celebrated comedian, but sometimes you go to your socials and advertise these games. And that means selling the game of pool to people who are outside the pool, to the thousands who follow you, like myself. Thank you, Afande. The bad news I have for you is Kasozi is seemingly in mode to arrest Caesar, like you normally do to your people. And thank you for the appreciation, James Kasumba. Frank Sullivan, you think Caesar is playing very well tonight? That means Kasozi is also playing very well because the scores are currently even. Both players like to play attacking pool. Kasozi is very direct in attack. Caesar is also direct, but just a little bit more flamboyant and lethal. Here we are. He's about to lead for the first time in the match. The thing I don't want to be positioned when I am an opponent of Caesar is when I lead, then in the same time, in the same match, he starts to lead. But before I could finish my sentence, before I could finish my statement, Caesar misses a black you will never, ever, ever see coming. And what a chance Kasozi has to regain the lead, because he has been the player who has been leading for the lion's share of time in this tournament. The guy doesn't even want to play snookers, doesn't want to play softies, he just wants to go for it. He only knows one way how to play pool. Very brave of Kasozi in that moment. How can you have that kind of confidence? This is a table where these guys have never ever played. It is the very first time they are assembling at this venue. The table is not one of those flamboyant Super League tables on which you normally have tournaments. This one is assembled by a technician who also doubles as the venue owner and tournament organizer and sponsor, who is also a fan of the game, likes to have the action at his own place. But this one will go down as a very, very lovely and brave clearance from Kasozi Joseph, remembering us why he is nicknamed Joseph Kasozi, also the sharpshooter. Kasozi 6, Caesar 5, rest 9. And Moganga, I think now you are telling a lie. You are saying the video is shaky again. This time round, I'm also watching from somewhere the same video, and it looks pretty okay. Also, shout out to our Facebook following. which by today, I beg your pardon, I don't intend to sound any braggant thing, but we are already at 92,000 as a Facebook family. Very, very, very humbling, especially given the journey I have traveled, having pages being hacked left, right, and center. This page is not yet even 1 year old. I am truly humbled by you, Africa. And once again, thank you, and thank you. Thank you, Kuma Mapela. You said these are great players, and you said the Scorpion is taking this one. Kasozi wants to say otherwise. Kane Atalanta Jr., you're uploading this as a very lovely game of pool, and I do agree with you. Stephen Obaraka watching from Kenya, welcome to the stream. Happy Votari, thank you for watching, saying how clear the Facebook video is. Tommy Jr. Hazard, yes, you say you respect Kasozi because of his directness in attack. I love to say that last frame he did one is so far the best collection from the games he has been winning today, and has been playing very well. But when I single out one, it's one that I have really found sweet, I myself. Ken Atlanta Jr. Well, Zofazonke Lorenzo Mondi Ngubanovic, you're saying the guy is good. I think you must be referring to Kasozi. He has to show us his goodness by potting this red ball, allowing white ball to rest off the yellow. He's not only good, he's delivering. He's exceptional, he's brave, and he's direct. Up against the black, sinks the black. Has now a 2-game cushion on Caesar. Maybe something is about to happen this time round. Joseph Kasozi 7, Caesar Chandiga 5. It was that kind of week for Kasozi. Also that kind of week for Caesar. Has not been having it all his way ever since returning from China, participating in the World Heibo Masters Series at Bayern Station. One thing I did love about the last tournament Caesar won just 2 days ago, the fact that he came along with his lovely mother. Not just having the mother on, but knowing that you have a child who is talented at playing a sport, and the child is having the full support of the parent, most especially when the parent is the mom. I like to say that the mother is more parent than the dad. I know that very many of you will not agree with me. That is out of poll. So when you are the dad, there's a little bit, the doubt can always be doubted, but for the mother, there is always no doubt. Not so. They don't do DNA for the mom. Isn't it so? Wabile Senye from Dubai and Tabelo Semoli from Lesotho. Oops. Lesotho watching. All right. A very big Southern African family on this page, SADC region. Lesotho, Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Namibia, Eswatini. People who always watch these videos as if they are videos of their own. Malawi, also watching in good numbers in the Eastern African region, of course, Uganda, which is home for the streaming. Of course, Kenya always watching, Tanzania, nowadays Ethiopia, and Somalia also watching. West Africa, and nowadays on the stream, especially the countries Ghana and Nigeria. These videos also go as far as the Middle East, where there are some good fans. I also know a few guys who do watch these videos from Australia. They followed when I did stream the Holy Cup Championships including 2 matches of the Australian team. Caesar will not have it all his way today. If he is to take down Kasozi, he must be at his best. If his best will be good enough. That one was lovely looking movement of the white ball. Pulls another back. It is now 7-6. Kasozi leading against Caesar. Sikolo Aubrey, you think Caesar needs to come and train with the best player in South Africa for 3 months? And you say that will make his life change. There is plan by the Advanced Talent Agency to move Caesar down south, have some few challenge matches. But he came to South Africa very early this year and got matches from Thami and Aiden and Jerry. Last year he also got a match from Pilani. But the thing is, not every player is willing to match with him for whatever reason. And yet he wants an actual tour, not just to play with either Aiden alone or Jerry alone. So if a good number of races are confirmed, I can assure you that Caesar will make his way to South Africa in less time than you would hope. And if you have a real plan, a real meaningful plan, lining up a good number of races against a good number of players, he doesn't want to come and make it a battle between himself and 1 or 2 players. He wants a real tour, a real tour challenge against as many players as possible. I know he has lots of unfinished business with Aiden and Jerry. But for him, he doesn't want to come and play with Aiden and Jerry. And actually, the Advanced Talent Agency also plans to move him and other players around Zimbabwe, around Zambia. Never mind the Eswatini, if there are challenges. So this November, as long as the schedule allows, the only problem is that the Billiards Cafe double elimination competition in Lusaka happens just 1 week after Uganda's National Open Grand Finale, both of which tournaments Caesar is expected to participate in. Timing could be an issue, but keep your fingers crossed. Joseph Kasozi with a void break. I think for the second time in this match, a sign that these guys want to break and split the balls as much as they can. It's a sign that they want to go for the game. It's a good sign. One thing I love and admire about Joseph Kasozi is the heart, the bravery. And I want to be frank with you, he respects all pool players, but he doesn't fear any. He believes in his own ability that he can take down anybody, any pool player in Africa. Has played many matches in a number of countries. He did play with Kelvin in Zambia, did play with Bibido in Zimbabwe, did play with Jerry in Bulawayo, did play with the Inspector. If I'm not forgotten, in 2019 when they did go out for the All Africa Pool Championships in South Africa. Here in Uganda, he has battled with Caesar, with Ibra, with Mansour, with Computer, with Dog City, with to whom it may concern. He has been consistent as a pool player ever since becoming a renowned player around 2013 up to present date. A very young boy he was, not very young, but still it probably at maximum early 20s. In 2016, he did reach the quarterfinals of the All Africa Pool Championships when they were hosted on his home soil. He was taken down by eventual African champion Hotsi Morake of South Africa, and he did say that Kasozi is going to become a special player. I do believe that Kasozi is living up to the expectations of the great Morake. And speaking of Morake, I really do miss him on table. Of course, all his exploits were achieved and for some of them surpassed by Eden. Raymond Babula, you're watching from South Africa. Thank you for watching and waving your South African flag. Ronald Sentamo, you are saying Kasozi is breaking every game. No, when a player puts the black ball on the break, he gets to break again. So it is not that he was breaking every game. It was just the pool rules being played to implementation. Caesar playing to equalize in the way that Caesar most of the time does. I'm not sure he'll be very happy with the white ball he's giving to himself. He needs a very sharp cut of that red ball, roll it to the corner pocket, top of your screen. Movement of white ball is even more tricky than the pot, which is not so obvious. But he makes the pot obvious. He makes the movement of the white ball obvious, and the round of applause from the fans obvious as he equalizes again in this match. Caesar Chandiga 7 and Joseph Kasozi 7. I like to say that Kasozi sometimes surprises us with a beautiful collection of clearances. This one will be one of them. If he plays it to perfection, he seems to be on the way. He is trying to give to Caesar a taste of his own medicine, that once you miss a ball, you don't return to the game. Oops. That one should be hurting for Kasozi. Even I, who is as small as someone who only commented rather than play, I did feel hurt, especially what that game was meaning if Kasozi won it. Or is very dangerous to these players to let Caesar take the lead, and it is starting to take the lead at the crucial end of the match. Joseph Kasozi 7, Caesar Chandigarh 8.
Bring that one. Bring that one. That table is okay.
At the very top end of the viewers section is a very tough looking Hazard Lukoma. The guy who was the first book his place in the final, the guy who is awaiting whoever of these two guys is the winner. He will not mind who of them comes up. He will just want to beat up any of them. The guy has both of these players as a big rival. And whether it will be Hazard versus Caesar, whether it will be Hazard versus Kasozi, please keep me company for the final. It will be beautiful action and mind-boggling, with lots of reasons for each of the players to try and beat the other. This is Caesar Chandigarh who is starting to play like a guy in his victory lap. I want to give it to Kasozi for the way he has performed in this match. Sometimes it is just understandable that Caesar becomes a little bit too much for his opponents. Just made it so easy. A roll of the red ball to the corner pocket on the right of your screen gives him a natural white for the black. As long as he pots, he did even better than rolling. This is poetry in motion. Caesar Chandiga 9, Joseph Kasozi 7.
Two to go.
And there guys, we're back. I would imagine that Kasozi did play the majority of the last 5 games with his mind not together. Maybe he just went out for a little more time than the time out granted, which was allowed by the organizers for him to collect himself, most especially in the mind, try and play with full focus. This sport is first of all played in the mind than in the hands. Anything that disrupts you as a player will definitely be affecting your performance. Giving an explanation anything affects mistaking, that is take away anything from the media against lethal prowess and the rest. So this cycle was this somewhat in this mind. Using the cushion and the Kasozi as support. That should was not obvious at all, not even a single. No problem. After Caesar making a very difficult shot, a little bit obvious, he fouls. Kasozi gets a chance to play. I want to believe that this is a very important frame. A very important frame, most especially from the Kasozi perspective, because he did go for a timeout. You really need to win the next game when you get a timeout, when you are the player who is down. He has lost 4 games in a row. He went out just to relax his mind and maybe cool down Caesar a little bit. And I want to think that he's having a chance to somewhat recover from this current situation. 3 yellows to go. And the black ball, only 1 yellow is a little bit suspect, but the way Kasozi is shooting today, it will not be a problem. It is the yellow he is playing right now. I want to believe he will be rolling it. Simple roll, white ball moving naturally. Caesar knows it, that he is losing this one. Caesar 9, Kasozi 8. Thank you for watching. Mokanya Wekutanga is asking who defeated Ibra. I think it ended 9-7. Kasozi took down Ibra in the first round. Aaron Nyoni, thank you for watching. Sami Shinyangwa, it is yes, LS to 11. Michael Makis, thank you for watching. Yes, they play game after game. Immediately after this one, maybe a 5-minute rest for whoever will have won, and then we shall have a final immediately after. Mbuso Kadi, thank you for watching. Alex, the caption is edited. Thank you for that correction, guys. It is a race to 11 and not 9. Kabuye Musa supporting Kasozi on Facebook. Shazi, He's calling this school fees week. Okay, we have in Uganda what we call the school fees week. The week before the school goers term opens, and yes, for the school going children, primary and secondary school, the term starts on a Monday. So this is school fees week, and Shazi is reminding Kasozi that this is school fees week, so he's supposed to be playing very well. By the way, Kasozi is a dad with a beautiful daughter who is called Udadi. So some people in the pool fraternity do call him Tata Udadi, meaning Daddy Udadi. So it's school fees week, and Kasozi knows very well. That's why he did go for the timeout, and from the timeout, he did win the first frame. That is why he's only one frame down. But I do like when you bring in the idea of school fees week in these matches. Sakile Damini, thank you for watching. You think the final will be even more watched than this semi-final if you guys don't sleep off. William Jr., thank you for watching. Payne Micros, my good friend, should be watching from Ntinda at Q Masters Arena. A very good fan of computer who is seated next to me right now and is happy with himself even though he lost. He went 9-0 down in that very memorable match. I will never forget it. He then thought that it was a race to 9 and he was unscrewing his cue, and he invited Hazard, who was his opponent, for just a handshake, congratulating him for winning. The officials reminded Simon that it's instead a race to 11, and then he won 9 out of the next 10 games, and before you could know it, it was 10-9 before Hazard won an 11th. So what a match that was. In my opinion, Simon is a winner. A big fan of Kasozi, Lindo Kule Prince, supporting the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter has just made you very, very proud, Prince. Oh, that one could probably be the best shot of this match so far. And what a way. Is it complacency? Is it excitement? Is it misuse of time? Something you just cannot explain. Kasozi knows exactly what normally happens when you get a chance to take down Caesar and you don't take the chance. He knows. He's not surprised of this outcome. He can only ponder what could have happened. We're supposed to be having this at 9-9. I'm still imagining how Kasozi did miss that black. My imagination doesn't matter, because when that happens, I'm so used to the fact that Caesar will come back to the opponent and punish them, like he has just done. Caesar 10 and the Kasozi 8. Caesar's fans are now encouraging him, shouting one more, just one more. And indeed, the Scorpion needs one more. Kasozi needs 3 games to go. Kasozi must win them all, or else Simon Luvola, the computer, is just seated beside me, waiting to play with him in the third place match. It seems as though Caesar has gotten exactly the right break he would have wanted if he were to make a clearance that will take him to a second consecutive final in just 2 days. Representing himself in this match, representing the Advanced Talent Agency, representing Upper Volta Polo Club, Caesar, representing Team the Scorpion, representing West Nile, representing Gulu and Lira, and for some time even Uganda. Sometimes you can play well and beat him, sometimes he can beat you even when you play well. Every game has its own uniqueness. This one has had its own uniqueness, but it is seeming like another of Caesar's routine victories. I want to shout out to Kasozi for the challenge he's putting up in this one. Challenge he did put up on Ibra, challenge he's putting up on Caesar. Sometimes you can challenge, and this the challenge is a little insufficient. Here we'll go for red to the corner pocket, red to the center pocket, black to the corner pocket, but a big backspin here makes it look effortless. He has even the time to look a little bit arrogant rather than roll the white ball. Play the stop shot up against the black for the last time. And here we are, Caesar in the final. A very hard fight from Kasozi. Salutations to him. Fight was not enough though. What a final we have on our shoulders. Keep me company. Caesar Chandiga versus Lokoma Hazard in about 5 minutes. See you then.